Last season, AJ built this Can-Am Outlander Xxc to race the GNCC's infamous Iron Man race in Indiana. The bike was built with a mix of factory and aftermarket upgrade parts to both lighten it up and help it survive the grueling conditions of cross-country racing. But what about you and me? Is this a bike we would want to ride? And if an average trail rider wanted a look-alike bike, would it still be trail rideable? Keep watching because the answers to these questions just might surprise you. First of all, let's get one thing straight. The stock Xxc package Outlander is one serious bike, and in reality, it needs almost no upgrades to be race ready. Xxc package goodies like KYB adjustable remote reservoir and piggyback shocks, a sweet pre-runner style bumper, handguards, beadlock wheels, aluminum skid plates, front sway bar, and of course, that monster 800mm are pretty much all the average guy would ever need to go out and race an amateur cross-country event. So the base bike can be raced in stock form, this much is true. But as with all things here at Dirt Trax, enough is never enough. So we took this baby one step further. The question remains, did we take it too far to be a good everyday runner? We removed the racks, added a much improved battery bracket, added a beefier rear bumper support, disconnected the brake lever starter interlock switch, and put on a set of flex handlebars, all in the name of rider endurance and ATV survival. But as you can see, we really didn't change the base ATV that much. So to answer the original question as completely and accurately as possible, I took this beast out for a couple days of both high and low speed trail riding, and I spent the time truly evaluating just how good or bad it felt in comparison to other stock 800Rs I'd ridden. The first thing that jumped out at me was how different my sightlines are with no front rack. Can I feel the difference in weight with the racks gone? Not a chance. But moving my body around on the seat is much easier, and I can move farther back without hitting my behind on a metal rack. And I can see the ground in front of me much more clearly without any extra metal to block my view. Now the trade-off for the average rider of having no racks for storage or hauling isn't really worth the added benefits of freedom of movement and sightlines up front. But for a racer, where every little bit counts, it's a huge plus. The two mods we did out back, the battery bracket and bumper support, are also things that, on an average trail ride, aren't really necessary. But, as AJ proved during his race, they can help the bike come away from a big-time cartwheel and still be rideable. These parts do weigh a little bit more than stock, but it's not something you or I are ever going to notice. So, in terms of weight, this mod is a wash. Essentially, if you're going to race, do the mod. It's not going to hurt the trailability of the bike one bit. By this point, I'm sure you're wondering, just what did we change that actually made a difference? Again, this highlights the most impressive aspect of Can-Am's Xxc package. We didn't change very much. This bike survived 2 hours of grueling GNCC racing and a few good crashes, all at the hands of a rider who's not afraid to abuse the bike to win the race. At the end of the day, the best addition we made to the bike was actually the flex handlebars. And this is one part that really surprised me on the trail as well. The Xxc package features Can-Am's dual-mode DPS power steering system that pretty much takes any of the effort out of actually steering the bike, but impacts and vibration are still transferred through the handlebars straight to the rider. Flex bars soften the impacts to the rider, which helps lessen fatigue and therefore keeps you riding harder longer. Now, a racer will appreciate these benefits at about an hour's worth of riding, but I, as a trail rider, appreciated the benefits of these handlebars all day long. Junk on the trail that would normally cause me to tense up in anticipation of a sharp jolt into my body was lessened into a dull thud. This was more noticeable at higher speeds and really only an issue when standing up. But a rider buying an Xxc package is probably more aggressive to begin with and will therefore be more likely to stand when riding and in turn, more likely to benefit from this technology. At the end of the day, AJ took home 3rd place in a class full of seasoned racers on a 90% stock ATV that could very easily be trail ridden during the week and then raced on the weekends. At the end of my ride, I came away with a much better understanding of just how impressive the Outlander 800 Xxc platform really is and what it's truly capable of. The most important thing to take away from all of this is that starting with the right ATV for your intended purpose should be the most important thing you consider when buying a new ATV. If you have any illusions of trying cross-country racing, it's our opinion that there's no better bike to start with than Can-Am's Outlander Xxc.